I'm Chris Griffin. I think I've probably shaken all of your hands, or at least I hope I have. I've been working in this industry for about a decade now. I'm a lighting technician and a member of IATSE, the International Alliance of Technical Stage Employees. So I'm a lighting technician. I blind famous people for a living. But also, I've been a filmmaker for just as long. I've produced 7 short films, which I've written, directed, and produced. I used to also do cinematography on short projects, but haven't had time for that in years. I've written 5 feature screenplays and co-wrote 2. I love writing. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while. And I started this up because I came to realize that if you keep doing the same thing, as you know, you're going to get the same results. So I had strategies that I've developed to create my short films that were successful in creating my short films. I brought together good teams of creative people. The short films turned out well. But once the life of the exciting part ended, I was stuck. What do you do with the film? You end up alone, all the creative people leave, and then suddenly you have to submit to festivals, you have to look into distributors, and I did get distribution on one of my short films, which won some awards at a competition. But I started to produce Ice Cream Man, actually, which is a dark comedy feature film. And I started to produce it just like I did all my short films. And I started to realize, I'm gonna run into the same problems, I just know it. I've gotta learn more about the business side of things. I have to create more of a sustainable business around my films, and I have to figure out how to do that. How to create a business plan, how to think ahead. Not just have a plan for production, but have a plan for marketing and distribution, have a whole package together that I can show investors and say, I can't exactly tell you how well this film is going to do, but I can tell you all the avenues I wish to explore and why those avenues are relevant to this particular film, because every film is different. And I see one of the biggest problems is a lot of creatives treating every film the same, a horror, a comedy, a drama, and it hasn't really worked a lot for a lot of my friends. So I started to think to myself, how can I get better at the business side of things? So I started to go to a lot of business startups. Well, business startup meetups, and meet people from other industries, starting businesses, in technology and software, in medicine, things of the like. So I learned a lot through that. A lot about actually presenting a project in a way that investors will actually take notice of. Not that I'm an expert at it yet, but I'm slowly learning. And that's why I wanted to create this meetup group. Because I know there's a lot of people in the same situation. There's people who are in this industry creating different startups, whether it's a production company, distribution company, software, hardware like camera, lighting technology. But there's also a lot of people who are curious about film and other industries, who are very weary of film at the same time. People with business backgrounds who would love to get into film, and I've actually sat down and talked to some, but they're afraid. It's a huge risk, and they don't understand what the pros and cons are. And a lot of filmmakers can't explain it to them. And I struggle to explain it to them as well. So yeah, I started this up so I could create kind of a mastermind group, if you will, just for people to discuss what they've worked on, where it's taken them so far, and what struggles they're facing, like me kind of struggling to give the speech. So